Déúrmathe agus fáileráid seachtain eile mithe tá muidir dul sí lúnas ar nás na gaotha cúig sathran cúig dánas cúig lún sa bhí seo. Welcome, one another week gone, and this is a peculiar month, August 2020. There are 5 Saturdays, 5 Sundays and 5 Mondays this month. And it's been lashing rain for the last couple of days here in Musgrave. So, Clár na seachtain show, this programme this week, one of the main themes I have is a piper that I found of Owen O'Reilly. His father was Micheál O'Reilly, and he actually recorded this album about 20 years ago in commemorating his father. He comes from he was heading part and parcel of the Cumann na Bíobarí Chorcaí, the Cork Pipers Club, which was founded in 1898, the year my grandmother was born. So there's 4 tracks of him in tonight's programme, Owen O'Reilly, agus tá seanna and seanna stíl, he's kind of an old-style piper, and very good bodhrán players in the accompanies him in some of the tracks, Colin Murphy, the artist. So, sin Owen O'Reilly, so chláir an tabhránaí mór sa chláir nach sé darcha caháin, ceann do lechra mór a bhránaíocht a teanóis le céad bliain. One of the great heroes of Shannos over the last 100 years was Darcha Cahan. He was living in Racharn when I got to know him as a kid in the 50s, and then he moved to Leeds in the early 60s. He was the first singer in Kiltóry Chualann, my father's band, and was on their first LP, Rackrucht and Redig, in the first radio series, and then he had to emigrate. So he spent his life in Leeds and came back towards the end. He kind of got ill. He was a lovely man, a really lovely man. But he was one of the best Shannos singers over the last 100 years. Darcha Cahan. So CD den size Dinnikina, this is another CD of a lovely family, the Lennons. Charlie Lennon, his brother Ben Lennon. Ben died a couple of months ago, and son of his Morris Lennon are on it, as are a few friends of theirs, including Tahir Welch, kind of North Leitrim music and so on within a mile of Kilty, and there's a couple of tracks of theirs in that Tashagahali. They're very nice, straightforward old style playing. This is an Antrim man, Brendan Mulholland, so there's a couple of tracks of his in it. He's a younger generation. Agus Tashagamahabal and Vlute. And then there's a share of music from across the sea. So this is all Canada, Kira, as ta Baluchang Heshin a very able fiddle player from Canada, where she plays a mix of Irish and Scottish and Canadian music. So in Kira. Toast knows the name of the CD from the band Gatehouse. Now Gatehouse do a lot of gigs and so on, and of course, like lots of other musicians, they're not on the road at the moment. We're all locked down. None of the venues that we usually play in are open. So I would ask everyone to support musicians and performers wherever they are. And the best way to do that is to buy CDs from the musician's website or the artist's website. Because if you do it from Spotify, one of these services, very little of that filters through to the actual artist. So if you put in an artist's name as one word, you usually find their website. So, and so Kiriach, Conor Moriarty, is box player, Kerry box player, agus tá sé seint ceola Finbar Dwyer. Finbar Dwyer was a great composer from Art Groom, a box player, one of the brightest men I ever met. And Conor's well able to play his music, so he's on the programme. Agus Cool Rua, this is another across the seas job. This is Paddy O'Brien and his friends in a band called Cool Rua. Paddy composes tunes also, and Paddy is a great, mighty box player. I remember the night before he went to America, we drove a bit of a spree up in, I think it was White's Hotel was the name of the hotel across from Amen Street Station anyway. A lot of fags were smoked that night, but anyway. This is Stevie Dunn. Stevie Dunn is banjo player from County Louth. Tashana an Hjover, agus ha cúpla fumni leis an Clarnocht. And Asher Salaration sung America, Liz Carroll, one of the great fiddle player from America, composed a lot of music, and she's accompanied in this couple of tracks and on this album by John Doyle. And if you remember back a couple of weeks ago, we had John Doyle separately on a programme. So the name of the CD is Double Play, but called Ob, so they're well able to play what they're doing. So Sho CD Hennig ma cho Mac agus John Carty agus Artie McGlynn Sarah Callagher from the out of the ashes. As with anything else they would do, it's very good. John and Matt were recently on the broadcasts from the Flag Ceol in Héireann, which was broadcast during the lockdown or during the COVID madness, or how you call it. There was a lot of stuff shown on Flag Ceol, and they were part of that. Great musicians. And then Corban Coulé is a quiet time Saturday on Hennig. They released this album just before the lockdown, the start of this year. So they can't do any gigs to promote their album, so they shouldn't be punished because they're connected to me, which they are. And there's a poem of Dunn Only Hands, Ishke Dorte, in this programme tonight. That's a simul. So shana on Clar, Bemni Dinov, Iver a Cahar Diag in Sintrach Covid Tunes No, or in the Shatna Shahuin. We'll be doing number 14 out of 19 in the COVID series next week. Sachna Shachtan. Ach Gadishin, Tasung Winners of Tanya was in Clar, Queenie Grafedle Fiechenter, a Gorsus Le Shachtan, Ern Player, an RT Radio and Girls the Player. Remember that you can watch back programmes for up to 6 weeks. So there's 5 programmes at least up on the Player, the RT Radio and Girls the Player. The links are on my website. So, Gurmahagav, Gunari live.